This is Patrik Pietschmann's covers in Order of Insanity Part 9. If you haven't watched the other videos yet, there will be a link to a playlist down in the description for you to check those out. Before we get started, I have one adjustment to make. I will be moving Requiem for a Dream down into medium tier, just below How to Train Your Dragon, as I know a number of you have said that it might be slightly too high placed. So I will be moving that. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The first cover we'll be looking at is from Attack on Titan. I can't pronounce the name, so I will just be putting it up on the screen because I don't want to butcher it. But yeah, this is the first cover. Very tricky coordination-based opening. I know there's a lot of parallel 4th and 6th. They can be very difficult to play, and in a lot of cases are even harder than consecutive octaves. So with that said, and with the tempo being very quick, it is pretty difficult just as a baseline. One thing that you do have going for you, it is very repetitive, and there isn't much changing in harmony either. There is some change at around 1 minute 13, where you have some left-hand octave jumps and some fast consecutive right hand octaves, so that's sort of mixed in between the main melody ideas. Hardest section is around 2 minutes 7. It's basically the same thing that we've just been talking about, except there is a little bit more development. With that said, I'll put it just above Requiem for a Dream in medium tier. The next piece we'll be looking at is Microchip. I know this is another one of his compositions, which came out just after Dystopia. Love both of them. I think Microchip might be slightly more manageable, especially for, intermediate side of things. I don't think it's too advanced. This piece is very pattern orientated. There is a lot of incessant semiquaver motion, which can be quite difficult at times, especially when your hands start to get tired towards the end. At 56 seconds in, there are repeating semiquaver descending patterns. Once again, they can be quite difficult, especially when it's non-stop, just relentless basically. At around 3.5 minutes, you have some left hand crossing with a right hand ostinato going on. That can be quite hard to coordinate, but once again, once you've got the hang of it, very easy, very manageable. It's not too difficult, and you would have probably seen those in a lot of other arrangements. It's quite a common feature that Patrik often incorporates in his arrangements to add a bit of style. It's definitely a lot harder than Attack on Titan and Requiem for a Dream. Oh, and also I thought I'd mention there is a very cool ascending sequence at 2.5 minutes. To go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. I quite like it and it's very satisfying. I will be putting it in hard tier, just above Losing Yourself. Okay, number 3, X-Men First Class. Epic chords, begins with a right hand ostinato, develops right hand ostinato at around 1 minute 59, where you just have octaves instead. Basically, that's all it is. It's very similar to Titanic, it's quite chordal based. The hardest section is around 2.5 minutes, where you have an arpeggioed left hand, and you still have the continuation of the right hand ostinato, mixed in with some right hand jumps. So it can be quite tricky in terms of coordination, but yeah, that is the hardest section. Doesn't get harder than that. Once again, I'd say it's quite similar to Gladiator and Titanic in terms of difficulty. So I will be putting it in easy tier, just above Gladiator. Number 4, we have Zeuster's Breakout. I think this is from the Madagascar film. Once again, very, very heavily coordination based, pretty fast. I know it's quite similar to another piece that we'll be looking at later on. This piece does have a lot of left hand sort of independent octave descending patterns, which is quite unique, and I do like it quite a lot. The hardest section is around 1 minute 22. You've basically got ascending octaves plus the middle notes, so 4 notes in the right hand at a time, octaves, and it's contrary motion. So you're going this way with right hand and that way with the other hand. That, once again, that's all coordination. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too difficult. You can play it hands separately. Once you can do that, it is just a coordination thing. Very short, not too much to it. Yeah, I'll be putting it in easy tier, just below Carol of the Bells. That is my final opinion. Number 5, we have the Da Vinci Code. Very simple start. There's a slightly developed embedded melody after about a minute in. have some descending melody with, with some integrated harmony. Once again, easy. It's not too bad at all. I think it's pretty easy. So I will be putting it below Lord of the Rings in easy tier. Number 6, we have Wonder Woman, the main theme. This piece is very much octave based. There's a right hand ostinato that gets introduced a little bit later on, just after a minute in. And I mean, it's still developing after about 2 minutes 13, so there's not much to it. I know there's a few main sections to it, but I mean, very manageable once again. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to it. I really wish we had a few more divine tiers in here. Sorry about that, guys. But I think this will be also going in easy tier. I think I'll put it just behind Time. Number 7, we have Westworld. Before I start talking about the actual piece, I just want to say the reversed piano effects are extremely cool. If you have not seen them yet, they will be on the screen right now, and you'll see what I mean. There's some arpeggiation at around 1 minute, a few repeated left-hand patterns. Once again, very manageable for a lot of you, very manageable. I think if you struggle a little bit with octaves, it can be quite hard, especially when there's a lot of octave melody and, a fair bit of embedded melody a little bit later on, which makes this piece, in terms of ranking, quite a bit higher than otherwise would be. Yeah, I think I'll put it in medium for now. Let me know if anyone completely disagrees with that, because this was quite hard to rank. I originally put it in easy tier, and I saw the middle part and I was like, no. So I'll put it in medium tier just for now. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Yeah, get back to me on that in the comment section. Number 8, we have the Tetris theme, which is one of Patrik Pietschmann's special videos. Once again, extremely cool effects. If you have not seen them yet, they will be on the screen right now. And this was the other really heavily coordination-based arrangement. So if you're trying to get better at your timings, get better at your precision, learn this one. It's pretty difficult. I think it's pretty on par with Westworld in difficulty. Obviously there's some differences in style between those, but I mean you get that with most pieces, right? There's some very tricky consecutive chords. I know I struggle a lot with those, so I think I'd benefit from learning this one. If that's something that you find a lot easier, consecutive octaves and chords, go for it. You'll fly with this one. Once again, very well known. Everyone will love it. I think I'll put it just above Westworld in medium tier. I do see this one going higher depending on the reaction in the comment section. So if you get this far, make sure to go crazy in the comments and tell me your opinions. I want to hear about all of them. I'll try and listen as much as I can. You never know, it might appear in adjustments for a future episode. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. And another quick thing, I have recently launched a free Patreon. My intentions behind it is just to have a free community outside of YouTube for everyone to answer each other's questions and collaborate. I don't want it to be gated by any fees. It is completely free. There is a link down in my community posts for you to join that. I hope to see you over there. And yeah, thanks for watching.